Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Urban Garden 2020. I'm going into the beehive, and they're slowly working in and out today. It's been a little cooler, kind of had a little cooler spell in the weather, but okay. So we've got several frames of bees working. They're up here on the lid, starting some burr comb, so we'll probably just remove that. And just kind of excuse me, little bees. Y'all probably aren't happy about this, but I am going to remove that little bit of burr comb there. And they've started some on the top here, so I'll probably have to get either my little hive tool, or I'll just take something and scrape it off. We'll just take this and kind of scrape it, shake the bees off. Get off, little bees. Yeah. Might have, yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, just got that little bit going on right here. So, it's like, excuse me, bees. I'm trying to remove this from the top, because that's not where we want it. Oh. So, yeah, kind of, just, got one crawling on my leg down there. So, anywho, and just flick her off. There we go. And she flew on over, and so we've got 3 good frames started. You can kind of see the comb in there, and it looks like 2 of the frames are done front and back with comb, and then 1 is just on one side, so they're moving right along. Try to open this up a little bit. Yeah, some of the combs stuck together. You can kind of see down in there. A little difficult, but anyway, looks like they're working right along. So, anywho, I'll just put this lid back on and try to do it so we don't smash any bees. Oops, I forgot a little stick there. There we go. So we got it back in place. So it looks like they're busy working right along. I'll kind of leave them alone down there at the bottom. And, there was one thing I was going to show you guys. So here's the pear tree we put in. Even has a little pear started right here, or a couple. But I doubt we're going to get many pears from this tree this year. Maybe next year, but down the hill here where I put the hummingbird feeder, I stepped in a hole there and almost fell over. We have a mulberry bush, a mulberry tree actually. And this is a really big tree. Lots of mulberries on it. They're starting to ripen and come in, and you can kind of see, like this one right here is pretty ripe. So there we go, mulberry. And oh yeah, nice and sweet. Tastes very similar to a blackberry. Another one here. And lots of berries up high. Here's the tree itself. And as you can see, it's just loaded down with berries. So a lot of green ones just starting, but a few that are ripening. And I didn't even notice this was a mulberry tree. So we've kind of cleared out around it on the ground. I'm going to get trim just a little bit of this up. There's some poison oak or poison ivy growing right beside it. So anywho, we'll trim this up some and try to fertilize it and see if we can up the mulberry production. But this was a pleasant surprise in the yard that I've just been oblivious to the last 3 years. I don't remember it producing last year. So, there's another berry. It's a little lighter than a blackberry. There we go. But even this one, that looks like if it were a blackberry, it wouldn't be ripe. But, let's see if I can zoom focus. Anyway, so yeah, there it is. And taste-wise, yeah, that one's about ripe. So, anyway, we've got a lot of little delicious natural snacks growing, and we'll just keep picking them. So, anywho, I'll come up here and finish putting the top on the back on the hive, and we'll see what our bee production continues to look like. Hopefully, everything just keeps coming along, and the bees are, fairly active today. They're coming in. If you see them land, a lot of them have pollen just packed on their little haunches. Oh, you saw that one. Anyway, yeah, some of them, when they come in, they've got pollen on them, and they just are taking it in. I guess the nectar flow and pollen is just like super plentiful right now, so they should be doing. We still have our little sugar water feeder right there. They're not taking it too aggressively. Yeah, you see the bees just coming back, pollen all over their haunches on the backside, and that's really good, I guess, for us. So, anywho, the rest of the yard, everything's looking good. We'll walk up here, take a little peek at the sunflowers. I know they have really sprouted out, the ones we put in our little flower bed around the tree. And we'll just take a look at it. There's Iggy over there. Say hello, Iggy. I know you want to come out and play, but not right now. And yeah, as you can see, look at them. They're just really, they just sprouted up huge. So very excited to see the sunflowers coming out just all around the tree. In the area on the backside where it doesn't get as much sun, they haven't really sprouted quite as vigorously as on the front here, but that's going to be great. And our peppers really are just starting to come in good. A lot of little flowers. There's our blueberry bush down here. It's got some nice little mature branches. That is the the pink lemonade blueberry. There's the regular blueberry. It's another pepper plant, another pepper, and another pepper. And then our peppers on the other side right there, along with down at the bottom, our banana tree right there. Then the camellia over there, a sunflower and a planter, our African lily down there, and we had a mulberry bush and our mulberry tree down there. It's not really doing that great, but hopefully it'll come on out. And then we have our figs sprigs that we put in some dirt, and 2 of them are doing fair, 1 of them not so well. And then the blueberry cuttings we got, they just didn't really work out this year. So the rose bush over here is doing great, just in full bloom really. So that's kind of looking around the backyard at the beehive, the mulberry tree that we have that we didn't know we had, the sunflowers and the peppers. We'll go over here and look at the tomato plants too and see what they're looking like. They're struggling a little, I think, because they weren't getting enough sunlight. I've trimmed back some of the ivy that was hanging up here so that they're getting a little more morning and evenings or midday sun. So right now they're in pretty much shade. But anyway, yeah, tomato. That tomato's not looking too good. That one's doing okay. Yeah, they're looking fair, but just not great. And then the couple of small peppers here. That one's coming along okay. This one's looking okay. This one over here, just okay. So, maybe this in-ground spot wasn't quite as ideal as it could have been because they're not getting enough full sun. We really need several hours of full sun rather than just a couple in the morning and a couple in the evening. But yeah, it is what it is. It's kind of experimenting, and we will try to open up this area. See all that ivy it's just blocking the sun, and I took and actually cut back where it's growing on the trees. I just cut the vines back, so they'll probably die off. Very similar to what happened over here on the big pear tree. I took at the bottom and cut the ivy vines, and as you can see, all the dead leaves up there, that's all just ivy, and it was so thick that it was just blocking the sun totally. So that'll open this area up. It should allow that pear tree to kind of thrive a little better, and when all this ivy dies back, it should open up probably a couple of more hours of sunlight, in mid-morning. So we'll keep nursing these along, and hopefully the extra sunlight that it gets as we ease on into spring helps these babies thrive. So anywho, that's it for today's episode of the Urban Garden 2020. Hope you are having a great start to the week. Keep on digging it, and we'll check you next time. Alright guys, have a good one. Be safe.